obviously you end up staying with WWE basically until like the end of '87 almost. So it's like 85, 86, 87. Why'd you end up leaving WWE, WWF?
Oh, well, I hurt my knee. Hurt my knee, and I had to have an operation, on my knee. Like it was like real high tech surgery at the time, and I was off for about a year, maybe more, you know, and nobody could use me, I'd always getting hurt, and Dynamite Kid told me they've got a place up here for you, you know. So I went and worked as Garfield Ports,
In
and
Stampede?
yeah, yeah. I was living at Dynamite's house with Michelle and Bronwyn, and you know, and I couldn't speak, So yeah, so I had pretty tough time.
Wow, damn, that's crazy. The way that happened. Were you and Dynamite close? You and Dynamite Kid? Sounds like
Uh,
you guys were buddies.
yeah, extremely close. I got okay.
Oh wow, look at that. Yeah, the tattoo. Wow. Oh my god. So you
The,
guys were wow, I didn't realize how close you were. Damn, that's pretty
yeah,
damn close having a tattoo with a guy, yeah.
yeah.
Man. So you think he was I don't know, a little bit of misconception about him? They used to say he's a bully, this and that. Obviously you're buddies with him. A little bit of a misconception about him?
Yeah, by being a bully. Never bullied anybody, except unless they were coming on too strong, especially in his domain. You know. Yeah, I mean, I've known Dynamite for years and years. And I went to see him when he wasn't in the business anymore. Yeah.
He was in a frail state, right? He was in a
No,
wheelchair
he
towards
he,
the end?
he, won't, no, he wasn't so frail.
Oh,
He was in between. You know, I knew a guy in England called Bernard Brooks. He had his recording company was called Perfect Sounds. Now he's a wrestling fan and all kinds of stuff. And I used to go over to England, and when I was about 37, I used to teach him wrestling, and he used to give me so much money. And I told Dynamite about him. I said I met this guy. He is very, very wealthy, and you need to get over there so you can, just just wants to meet you. And after I left, they got in touch, and they got to meet each other. But did you write something down? No. So yeah. Now
so
Bernard has just recently passed away. So
so Dynamite Kid and you guys obviously you had a long time relationship. Was he like, they portrayed him as he was a bit paranoid because of the Rougeau brothers incident stuff. Was that all that stuff is true that he was paranoid about them and maybe some retribution and the whole story obviously with the sack of quarters and everything. Is it what's the truth behind a lot of that history with Dynamite and the Rougeaus?
I don't know, but every time, uh, uh, jeez, can't remember his name. Jack.
Jacques, yeah.
Yeah, I have some memory issues. So yeah, Jack Rougeau. He seems to get taller and bigger every time he tells a story. You know, and now since Dynamite is no more, he's really going over the top. I put you in a wheelchair. You know, That's what was my Jack Rougeau impression.
Yes, that was pretty good.
Well,
Yeah, it
was
was
it?
pretty good.
Okay.
Well, Raymond was telling the story basically that, obviously, I mean, he's his brother, but he was saying cheap shot on Dynamite, obviously, with the roll quarters and everything else. But Raymond was basically saying, like, Jacques is not known as a tough guy either. Like, so he kind of took a cheap shot on Dynamite, knowing that if it wasn't a cheap shot, maybe it would have been different.
Uh, well, first of all, I wasn't there.
Right. Okay.
I was in hospital in was it the 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 hospital up there in the ICU, and I know that Jack told me a story. Now Jack's 21. I'm 21. Oh, 22, something like that. He was telling me a story one time because we was in Pensacola together, that he had a guy that embarrassed him, when he was 16 years old, embarrassed him at the skating club, where you go around the ring.
Yeah, ice skating rink. Yep.
And it could be a roller rink. I don't know.
Right.
But anyway, the next week, Jack hides with a set of brass knuckles, right? Then he jumped out, bam, hit the guy, and it was all over. 1, 2, 3, and it's in the story. Now, that's why I don't know, but guys that were there said he wasn't roll quarters, was a pair of brass knucks.
Wow.
You know what I mean. So I don't know, but I believe it was. He's neither here or there. Anyway, whatever happened, and I wish, yeah.
Wish it didn't happen.
Of course, I'd wish it had happened. Of course, yeah. I mean, if you get roll of quarters in your hand and you knock somebody in the mouth, when you remove the teeth from the bone, that's not like just getting pop.
Right.
It's not like I'm just popping once and then I'll leave them alone. You know, I think he used the brass knucks. But anyway, that's neither there here or there. Anyway,
Crazy story. Jacques, of course, says Dynamite, I guess, beat the shit out of him before that, and the
no,
different stories going out there, right?
no,
Didn't Jacques say Dynamite beat him up before that?
no.
Well, what's the story like? Why it happened then?
He, he, he said to me, "I give him a punch right on the chin, right there. No harder than this." And I know it's got to be a lot harder than that,
Right.
you know. But he just blew the whole thing off like boom. To him, it wasn't. Once he did that, he thought it was over, And of course, we all know it. No, it wasn't.
But of course, a different side of Dynamite. Just in general, he was a different guy than what's portrayed by some of the other wrestlers.
You tell me a wrestler in one hand. You tell me one wrestler that who badmouthed, apart from the Rougeaus, who badmouthed Dynamite?
Well, I guess Mick Foley, because remember he clotheslined him and broke his jaw.
He he don't count. He don't count because he was doing a job, right?
Yep.
And he tells that story everywhere he goes. That's his get cut through all the stuff. Let me tell you about at the time I wrestled Dynamite Kid. You know, so he broke my jaw. Ooh, I had to drink through a straw for 3 weeks. Yeah. What about it?
Right.
What'd you expect? You know.
I know Bret Hart loves Dynamite. Said he's the best ever, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah. But he says he was a bully. But I don't think he. I don't. You know. See, I think of as a bully as somebody that's always picking on somebody all the time, and then the reason they're picking on you is because they know that they can take you. You know. Now, another guy, they might say, "Hey, we've got to be careful of him. You got to wash his left hand." You know. So, so that's it.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Follow us on Twitter at the Hannibal TV for instant updates.